Okay, so the bowl is going to be slightly different from your cylinder in that we're going to be having a raised foot where we're trimming the outside and the inside of it. So to do the outside part of it, I'm going to start in a little bit. Some of you may have like a little raised part already here, others it might go straight into it. So either way, you're going to start a little bit in from the circular part of the bottom. So I'm going to make a line there, okay? Using the square edge of my loop tool, I'm going to angle my corner towards the line to get started so that it doesn't jump up over. And I'm going to press down. As I press down, I can decrease the angle a little bit so that it's not tipped in too much. I'm basically going to keep going down until I'm past this bump here. So that's all extra clay. Don't be afraid to really just peel it away. Once you get a feel for it, just go for it. So I'm pretty much past there now. Now I don't want to leave this straight like a plateau, I want to round it into my bowl. So I'm going to tilt my loop tool to more of a 45-degree angle here. And I'm going to peel that corner off and go right down the side of the bowl so it all blends in. In general, especially with the bowls, you should check with me before you consider yourself finished, because a lot of times people don't take enough off here and it leaves the bottom kind of chunky and thick. So before you remove it from the wheel, make sure you have me take a look at it and see if you actually took off enough. Because otherwise, if you take it off, you're going to have to put it back on and recenter it, which you don't want to do. Again, I'm going to use the loop tool vertically here to straighten out that edge. I'm going to peel this little extra off the top. And then the center part is going to be the same as the cylinder. The only little difference is that a bowl is round across the bottom, so this should not necessarily be dead flat. It should be a little deeper at the corner and not so much in the center because the bowl is rounded across the bottom. In terms of going down, typically I would say that the inside here should be half as far down as the outside here. And again, you want to stop and check and push your center every once in a while and make sure you're not going through the bottom. So I'm going to start by going down, tilting towards my line, peeling. And again, I'm going to work towards the center, but I'm going to keep a little bit more of an angle to my loop tool so that I keep the roundness of the bottom. And I go to the center, and then as I go out, I'm going to press down a little harder as I go out, so again, keeping the curve. Get some of the little goobers off. If you do by chance go through the bottom, it's not always the end of the world. Sometimes you can fix it depending on how much it got damaged. I'm going to stop my wheel. I know that I went down a little too far when I was opening this, so now as I've pressed on this, I felt that go down a little, so I'm probably not going to do too much more. I might do a little bit more on the outside because it's a little thicker out there. So I'll be lightly in the center. I'm just going to do a little bit more to the outside corner, just so that that has a little bit more of a curve to it. Peel the peels off. I'm going to use the loop tool again vertically to straighten up the inside edge. Just trying to get these little pieces off. Usually if you just hold your loop tool lightly without pressing, they'll peel off. I didn't say this at the beginning, but hopefully you noticed that the entire time I was working on this, I was on the right side of the pot. because the clay has to spin behind the tool. So if I was on this side, the clay would be pushing into the tool and you wouldn't be able to peel anything away. So again, to finish this, I'm just going to take my sponge. I'm going to hold it on there to get rid of all my tool marks. Push it right up into the corner. A little more water. And then I will stop the wheel and sign it. And then take it off and clean up the rim a little, and it will be all done, ready to go on greenware and get fired. With your cylinders, you can also, if you want to, put a handle on them so that they're like a mug or a cup, but you have to do that before it dries. So right after you trim it, if you wanted to put a handle on it, you could do that. All trimmed.